What's up, all you fabulous rSpace fans? Today, we've got 3 stories all about some interesting relationship conundrums. Let's get into it and see how they turn out. First up, my 27 male girlfriend, 27 female, is pregnant, and I am not the father. My girlfriend and I started dating at 14, but broke up when I left for college. We remained friends and saw other people, etc. But I don't know, we always had feelings for each other. Every time I was in town and we were both single, something always happened. There's just this chemistry between us, both sexually and emotionally, you know? Not only were we each other's firsts, but we were also each other's best. Everything about us was compatible and only logistics kept us apart. There was always this thing between us where we both knew we would get back together for good eventually, so it was never a matter of if, just when. Well, last month, I came back permanently because the company I work for opened a branch in my hometown. Since I was here for good this time, my girlfriend and I met up and talked about the future. We decided it was time, and we were both sick of being stupid, and were ready to settle down with each other, which was always the plan. We were also not into any alternative relationships. When we're together, we are strictly monogamous. A few weeks in, she misses her period. Fuck. We both remembered she had hooked up with someone on Tinder from out of town before I got back. She didn't know I was coming back, by the way. It was meant to be a surprise. We got a pregnancy test, and yeah, she's pregnant. Got an ultrasound a couple days ago, and she's 6 weeks in. Definitely not mine. She says she wants to keep the baby, but would respect whatever I choose to do. I've always pictured us getting married eventually, having kids of our own, and settling down after we both did the dumb stuff you usually see kids in their 20s do. Grow old and have a family. Not in my wildest dreams would I have ever thought one of us would have a child with someone else. I love this woman with all my heart, and I know she feels the same way. I'm just lost right now. Is this a deal breaker? Financially, it wouldn't be a problem, because I got a solid raise, but I'm not entirely sure I can handle being a father just yet, especially to a kid that's not biologically mine. I'm torn right now. A big part of me wants to be with her, baby or not. Adopt the kid and raise him as my own. Part of me also wishes to just be able to move on, but I just can't. There's something about her that just draws me back. Can any of you guys give me advice? Even stories would help me gain perspective at this point. Please, I'm desperate. What the F should I do? Edit. They use a condom, but that's not a 100% guarantee that a girl won't get pregnant. Even before the baby, we never planned on getting married immediately. We were going to restart a relationship that eventually leads to moving in together and then getting married. Edit 2. A lot of people pointed out the high possibility that I'm the father. Apparently, 6 weeks pregnant means the baby was conceived 4 weeks ago, right around the time I came back, and we had unprotected sex. She swears up and down that I am the only guy she does this with. Neither of us have an iota of medical knowledge, so neither of us considered this to be a possibility. I haven't told her yet, but this is just another thing to think about. Update. So it's been about 3 weeks since I posted and things have finally calmed down enough, so I decided to write an update. First of all, thank you for the advice in both the comments and the private chats. Some weren't so nice, but a lot of them were really helpful, especially the ones that said there is still a high chance the baby was mine. So a few days after posting, I got a text from her saying she wants to talk. I haven't told her anything since because I needed time to think. We met up at my place and she broke down crying. She said she scheduled an abortion the following week because she didn't want to lose me. Apparently, she had thought about it and talked to her mom and a few of her friends who helped her come to that decision. She said she absolutely used a condom with the guy and swore on it once again. Then I told her what the kind of Redditors pointed out. Just because the doctor said she's 6 weeks pregnant doesn't mean the baby was convinced. I think he means conceived 6 weeks ago. I work as an operations manager and my girlfriend is a baker and neither one of us has an iota of medical knowledge. I told her that we did it raw, like always, in the first night I came home, so there's still a good chance the baby was mine. We both cried and held each other. I'm sure we were both hoping this was true. Long story short, the results came out as well. I'm going to be a father. The baby is mine! You guys have no idea how happy we both were when we heard the news. It was like a load was taken off our shoulders. We both wanted to wait several years before we started having kids, but for some reason, this just feels right. It's like my whole life fell apart and formed back up again, and I'm glad I have the love of my life with me through it all. Next week, we are both moving into our parents' guest house. They've been nothing but supportive since, and they even refused to let us pay rent. Her mom even offered to babysit for us so we can still have time for ourselves. I'm in the market for a house in the area still though, but it's nice to know her parents have our back. I'm so grateful to the Redditors who pointed out that the baby was probably mine. I thank my lucky stars each and every day that she didn't go through with an abortion. We had a weird relationship dynamic in the past, but it's safe to say that right now we are both committed to each other and the family we are going to have. We are each other's firsts, and despite everything that happened in the past, are each other's lasts. Things may be going fast for us right now, but I don't know. For some reason, I'm not scared. It just feels so right. We aren't getting married anytime soon though, but we both know it's only a matter of time. Again, I'd like to thank you guys. A month ago, I thought I was about to lose it all, but right now, the love of my life and future mother of my child is sleeping next to me, and I'm the happiest man on earth. Hey OP, I'm so happy to hear everything turned out well in the end. The baby was always my main concern, but this outcome is the best possible outcome for the kid and for you two as well. To have the support of the parents will be so helpful in the future. I guess this entire story serves as a lesson to us all that communication and trust can sometimes beat assumptions and potentially avoid relationship-ending crises. Imagine if OP didn't take the time to ask for advice and investigate the dilemma. She might have had to go through having birth without him by her side, and he would have missed a very memorable moment in his child's life. I'm so glad the truth was discovered. I wish you two all the best and really hope that it works out for you, your future wife, and your child. Good luck. Whew, what a roller coaster. There and back again. All right, moving on to the next one. My 18 female boyfriend, 21 male, wants to take a trip to Japan with his ex, 24 female, alone. So, my boyfriend and I have been together since early January, and I'd be lying if I said it's been perfect. I really do love him and he loves me, but we've had our fair share of fights. Most of them are about his ex and their relationship. They technically live together, but in all the time I've dated him, they've only spent about a month together. He considers her to be his best friend. During these fights, he expresses how he wants to be free and feels me asking him to cut her out is restricting his freedom. For the record, we're long distance. No, I don't want to fucking hear about how long distance relationships aren't real. I already got that enough from my family. And we've decided to have an open relationship. Basically, either of us can have sex with whoever we want. He describes it as a French sort of thing. He's lived in France all his life. So by letting him be with whoever he wants, I'm trying to let him be free. And if it matters, I've also used the fact that we're in an open relationship as well. Where we conflict is on polyamory, or loving multiple people. When it comes to love, I want it to be just us. Otherwise, I don't really see the point in us dating. It makes me jealous to think of him loving other women and makes me not feel special. He sees it as part of the freedom he wants and says he has enough room in his heart for everyone, but for now has agreed to not act on it. Now the reason I brought all that up is because both of these issues intertwine with her. He tells me he doesn't love her and loves me more than I could know, but he's gotten me to concede to letting them stay best friends. I didn't really fight this one, I just thought it was weird. Letting them still live together, not formalizing our relationship to his friends and family, giving him permission to have secret female friends at his request, extending the open relationship to include her, which he's acted on, agreeing to let them go off alone together within our city when I move to live with him, letting them be affectionate, and agreeing to them going on longer and further away trips if they're in a group with others. Here's where the latest fight came up. He told me he wanted to take her on a trip to Japan alone, hence the throwaway name. I protested immediately, saying it was too far for me. He asked why, and I said because my past trauma has given me abandonment issues. I feel if he goes there with her and falls in love with her again, that he'll never come home, or break up with me shortly after. I said if there was even one other person there to make sure they don't get together, then I'd be fine. He refused and said the fact that I can't trust him completely was the most hurtful thing possible to him. For the record, I can't trust anyone completely because of my trauma. When I said if he really loved me, he'd work with my trauma and make some sacrifices for me. He said he has by not bringing her up that much. It always upsets me when he does. He also says not banishing the effects and memory of trauma is what ruined his mother, and he doesn't want the same happening to me. We fought for hours before I finally agreed to trust him unconditionally and let him do as he wants, aside from loving others romantically. It was wrong for me to restrict his freedom and to not trust him completely, but I feel deep down most people wouldn't accept this, and he's agreed to not have sex with her or anything during the trip to make me feel better. I still don't quite feel happy though. What should I do? Whoa, you're already in a relationship that 99% of people would not be down for, let alone even consider to be an actual relationship. It kind of sounds like he's leading the whole open thing and you're going along with it, But if you're really down for all this, then it's your choice. And if you don't like it, then you need to express that. But to me, it sounds like you're getting messed around. I personally wouldn't be in this relationship or be okay with this whole situation with his ex. But since it's already so out of the ordinary as it is, it's totally up to you guys to work it out. Whew. All right. On to the next and last one. Ex-girlfriend, 25 female, deciding between me, 26 male, and new guy, 26 male. I can't believe I'm posting this, but I just didn't know where to go with this ridiculous situation. I need help, fellow readers and listeners. My girlfriend and I were in a relationship for 3 years. We met in college and continued into our working lives in Chicago for a few years. We were everything to each other. Best friends, lovers, basically roommates. Our relationship was never perfect, but it was always very loving. When coronavirus hit, I had to return home, Dallas, for a few months to take care of my parents. I had been working from home, and my parents needed me around the house to help with the family business and ensure that they are taken care of during this crisis. During that time, my girlfriend grew cold with me. She told me she felt I had abandoned her, and she became more and more frustrated. I constantly reassured her, we spoke on the phone every day, that I needed to be here for my family and I would be back soon. When I returned to Chicago, she told me she needed a break. I was distraught and confused, but I accepted the break. After a week, we broke up, agreeing to remain friends. Fuck me, right? As we started to see each other again as friends, she started to warm up to me again. Eventually, we started to see each other romantically and rekindled the spark in a relationship. She cried to me after a month saying she was sorry for breaking up, and she didn't know if she loved me, but now she knew. We remained broken up, however, because I didn't want to press the subject further. Fast forward a month, my job sends me to New York City for 4 months. The first weekend that I'm in New York City, my girlfriend calls me crying about how she was scared I wouldn't want to be with her when I returned. As always, I reassured her that I loved her and that wouldn't be the case. We continued speaking on the phone every night. One night, she told me that she felt we really needed to take a break, and it wasn't good how much we were speaking on the phone. I was, again, distraught, and it didn't make much sense to me, but I accepted it. She cried about how she was scared to lose me, and I told her that I was scared to lose her. But she reassured me that she couldn't imagine not wanting to be with me after I returned from my 4-month work trip. After I agreed to take the break, I still texted her sporadically, but I realized she wouldn't respond to my texts for hours, and she was being cryptic about what she was doing during the day. I figured something was up, so I called her several times to no avail. She wouldn't answer my calls or texts, until finally, 2 weeks later, she texted me that she had feelings for her friend, we'll leave it a blank, and had been seeing him for 2 weeks. I miraculously did not blow up on the phone with her and told her that I want to repair things, but she needed to decide if she wants to be with me or him. We decided to take a no-contact break while she evaluates her options. I'm completely lost, guys. I don't know what to do. Part of me wants to completely ditch this girl and move on with my life, but part of me really wants to salvage the amazing relationship we've created. I feel like when I'm not around her, she forgets about how amazing things are with me, and when we're together, it's magic. I feel like confused and pained. I feel cheated on and hurt. What should I do? Honestly, OP, even though this would be hard to hear and act on, I would tell her to just stay with him and then move on to look for someone who will respect and love you for who you are without question. I find it likely that her wanting to have a break was just an excuse to cheat on you without feeling bad about it or getting shame from her friends. And also, I feel like her crying on the phone and saying that she does not want to lose you is her version of a relationship insurance policy. She probably texted the other guy right after she was done talking to you. Either way, the fact of the matter is that she has been leading you on in order to keep you around and keep you interested so that you don't start dating other people. So I think it's in your best interest to let her know that you do not want to be just an option. Wish her the best in her life and then cut her off. Good luck, man.